Welcome to Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast, a podcast providing education, information, and mostly inspiration that will help you become the best version of yourself. Join host Jackie Boyd for engaging and intriguing conversations. Now, Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast. This is episode number 11. Can you believe it? We are at episode number 11. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're on every second and fourth Tuesday of every month. And I'm always bringing you people who have something to say because we want to help you become the best version of yourself through information, education, but mostly inspiration. And tonight, this young lady, Miss Alexis, is definitely going to inspire you. Listen, if you like anything you hear, make sure you like and share it because we want people to really know that we're bringing guests who can help them be the best version of themselves. So welcome, Miss Alexis.
Well, hi, thank you for having me.
This lady right here is Fashion Diva. Fashion Diva. I'm telling you, she looks so great.
Thank you.
Her story is amazing. Her story is just as amazing as she is, just as beautiful as she is. She has an amazing story. Let me tell you guys something. Mental health is a serious thing. And a lot of people like to take mental health and they don't want to really deal with it, right? They don't want to deal with it. But Miss Alexis, who had some mental health challenges, she took that which could have been seen as a problem and she made it into a purpose. So her story is so incredible and it's so interesting. So I'll just give a few cliff notes. Alexis, first of all, thank you for, on the spur, coming to be a guest on the Jackie Boyd Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
She's originally from Polk County and found herself in Jacksonville for a fashion show. And so we were able to connect by way of Mr. Daniel McKenzie, and here she is sharing with us. So Miss Alexis actually had some mental health challenges. And it was after your baby was born.
It became more.
It became more apparent. Okay. And women often suffer with postpartum depression, but it was beyond that.
It was beyond that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you said something that was so key, that she wanted to stop getting, what did you say, getting your mind out of your mind?
Getting my mind out of my mind.
Getting her mind out of her mind. And she had a love for event planning, so she just wanted to stop thinking.
I was just wanted to stop.
Right?
Right.
And so she wanted to do something to help her do that.
Right.
And so that's what put you into the arena of event planning.
Correct.
Okay. Always having a love for fashion.
Yes.
Right?
That was actually my escape route because, again, when you are going through mental warfare, you see colors, you see art, you see statement, because at the end of the day, you're here to make a statement. So you're not, if you feel unseen, you're going to do something that, hey, it's a little bit loud. But at that time, you don't recognize it's loud because, hey, you're going through the motions. So it actually happened because that was my way of expressing myself.
Got it. So in an effort to stop your mind from thinking, getting your mind out of your mind,
Yes.
you wanted to just do something.
I wanted, yes.
And that was the event planning.
Yes.
Combining that with fashion, and all those worlds kind of converged.
Yes.
And what birthed from that is what's the name of your fashion?
Jump Off Fashion Show.
Jump Off Fashion Show.
Yes.
And so and then the fashion piece was your Fedora Fashion.
Fedora Glam.
Mm-hmm. And that is an e-commerce. Okay,
correct.
got you. So she's a fashion diva, right? Loved event planning,
Right.
and wanted to help herself with her mental health challenges, and she allowed those worlds to converge. That is incredible.
Thank you.
I mean, that is amazing. And so what she does is she puts on fashion shows to bring awareness about mental health. That is unbelievable. So walk us through some of the things that you experienced that helped you. I mean, I gave the Cliff Note version, but I want you to walk the audience through what actually happened and how you got there.
It started with childhood trauma, then I didn't deal with it because, again, in my culture, that is not common. And plus, what is mental health, right? As I got into college, it started to get worse. And I'm very spiritual. And so the Lord honestly was trying to get my attention, and I refused to pay attention because I had already accepted the fate that, hey, I'm damaged good, I'm no good. So from there, God was like, I'm not done with you. then that, you know, a lot of people think when you give your life to Christ over again, it's easy. No, the warfare begins. And from there, in that warfare, I start to be more in my mind. I start to suffer more. I start to make decisions based off the flesh, not understanding the decision, because again, I just want to be set free, and I don't want to feel this pain anymore. That then converted into me finding love, being happy, and then boom, that crashed, and I had a child and postpartum, and then from there with that postpartum depression, trying to get out of that, because I'm like, okay, I have a kid now. At first it was easier to be like, hey, God, take me. But now I have to stay because I have a kid. So I said, what I gotta do is go back to, and throughout this time I'm hosting fashion shows and I'm working for the county as an event coordinator. And so at this time I'm like, I have to do something to get out of my mind, whether it means me putting my own fundings into it, and that's what I did. I put my own money to get myself free, rather than go the therapist route, because I can go the therapist route, but all that's doing is just talking. And sometimes when you talk so much, you're not gonna listen to nobody else, because you already heard this before. You already know the solution. You already heard the resolution. It's like, okay, now, I heard all this already. What do I do? And so the fashion show was what I did. With the help of family and support, I was able to push through a lot of these fashion shows, and a lot of these fundings are straight from me working. I do not have sponsorship, nothing like that. So I do pay out of pocket.
Wow. So you have your fashion shows, and as a part of the show, conversations or maybe some printed information about mental health.
Yes, we do have someone that's a therapist or a psychologist. She comes out and she speaks, and we also are trying to get more mental health advocates to come in. This year I had a motivational speaker and a psychologist. So as the year progresses, we want to add more if it's the Lord's will.
I love it. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this a total of 8 years.
8 years.
I had quit for a while during the breakdown of my depression, and then I started again after the pandemic.
Okay. So you do fashion, you do makeup, you do hair, you host fashion shows, you create them, and you're bringing an awareness about mental health.
Correct.
That is unbelievable. So like, when you talked to me a little bit about how you wanted to be able to do all these things, so that you've been in situations where the makeup artist doesn't show up or the hairstylist doesn't show up. So, but if you know how to do all those things, you can do them.
Yeah, you make it work.
Wow, I love it.
You gotta figure it out, make it merge somehow, some way. And sometimes that push back on time, but I'd rather me push back on time than my event to look a little, you know.
So how frequently do you host the shows?
Every year. Every year. We have not yet set a specific month, because we're still trying to get our niche, being that we did switch into a different demographic. But it is a yearly thing. This year we did it in March. Last year we did it January, and the year before that we did it January.
Okay, got you. So do you see how, for anybody out there who also has, some mental health challenges, how executing your gifts, using your talent to help you, as you said, to get your mind out of your mind, that's been helpful for you?
It has been helpful for me, but also making the decision that I still belong here.
Right. Talk about that. Go into more detail about that.
You get to a point where the world doesn't make sense. You get to a point where you don't want to be here. You get to a point where you don't even want to seek help. You just want out. It just seems better to be out. But then God shows you all these gifts that you have, and tells you, well, if you end it all, how can I use you with all this that you have? And so you continue to push, you continue to fight, because you already know that you have a purpose. Because again, too much gifts, okay? And sometimes too much gifts is bad, y'all. Too much gifts. So you're like, okay, what do I do? What do you want from me? What is my purpose? Like, I don't know. And that's a lot of things. A lot of people want you to know. But I'm up in front, and I'll tell you, I don't know. I have a single clue. I'm just going about it with faith. And this is, I think, this is what God means when he say faith walk. Faith walk.
Faith walk.
You walk in faith. You don't know what tomorrow promise. You don't know what tomorrow holds. And people will call you difficult. I get called difficult all the time because of the fact that I think different. You can tell me a letter A because of my mental warfare and what I went through. You can tell me a letter A. I'm going to dissect that A.
What do you mean you're going to dissect
I'm going to dissect it. To you, a A is an A.
Okay.
To me, A's has multiple things in it. It has a circle. It has a W. It has a triangle. I'm going to dissect that A. So we're thinking totally different. Someone comes to you, you say, hey, what do you see? A. What do I see? A triangle. I'm going to dissect it. We're not going to, and for you to be around me, you have to understand that. That's what I'm going to do. That's the way I'm going to communicate. You're going to tell me, Alexis, I want this for you. Why? Oh, you're being difficult. No. Why? Oh, I believe in you. Why? Because, and the reason why I'm asking you why, because maybe at that moment I'm not believing in myself and I want to hear it. But a person who doesn't know that will call you difficult.
And you're not being difficult.
No.
You're just going through the process that you go through.
Yeah.
Right, to vet things.
Correct.
Got you. I don't think that's difficult.
It can be.
It can be.
It can be.
I mean, that within itself is a gift. Some people don't vet enough. You know what I mean? They just take things at face value. They believe the hype, and they don't vet enough. And they find themselves down the road being in a situation because they didn't vet it on the front end. So I don't necessarily think that that's difficult. I think that that's being very astute, you know, and it's actually going through the necessary steps to really know what you're getting.
Then what do you do when everybody starts to fall off like trees and you're going through mental warfare?
Well, because they think that you're being difficult?
Yeah.
You know, I think, and I believe this, people who stay can't leave. And people who leave, they really can't stay.
Right.
And you don't want everybody on your front row. I just told my daughter this today.
Right.
Everyone is not intended to be on the front row of your life.
Right.
The people who stay, they can't leave you. They can't, because they're connected to your destiny.
Correct.
The people who can leave, it's easy for them.
Right.
Because they're not connected to your destiny. So you know what? Bye-bye.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And the people who, you know, you ever, in some situations and people in relationships, they just don't go.
Right.
They can't.
Right.
And those are the ones you want around.
And sometimes that sounds beautiful, but sometimes when you are going through that mental warfare, you don't want to hear that. You want them to stay and not be told you're difficult.
Yeah.
And not be told that you're just looking for a problem. No, I'm looking for understanding.
Got it.
And in the sense of that, in the modeling world, you deal with a lot of mothers and single mothers or someone who has childhood trauma who wants the same exact thing. And you won't know because, hey, we see the beauty in everything. Yeah. But all those girls have pain. Every single one of them, and modeling is their escape route. And I offer that to them because I'm not no model. I ain't walking down that road. You know? But you offer that to them just so that they can see someone like myself, or because a lot of people who's a part of my team also going through that or have someone going through that, and it's not, you're relating. Like this team, it's not perfect. This team has the warfare that it's going, and they're still doing it. And it sometimes gives you a push to keep going because you see a team who's dealing with it, pushing and going for it. Because when you go to New York Fashion Weeks and things like that, you don't see the chaos behind them. You think everybody has it together, the pieces. No, it's chaotic.
It's chaotic.
It's very chaotic. You want to quit 500 times. You're crying in the corner here and there. You're trying to make sure you're not offending anyone, in my case, because I don't want to be offensive. But in the real world, in the modeling world, that does happen. There is offense. Okay. But because I know what it felt like to get rejected from a modeling show, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be different. Because beauty comes in different shape, faces, and forms. And we try to put a image on it. And I had acne out this world, and I used to call them my freckles.
Oh, wow. I love that.
My freckles. And people made me feel so horrible for having something that I had no control over. Right. And that's where makeup came in. I wanted to cover it up. And then I turned that into a skill because my entrepreneurship side was like, girl, you can make money off of this.
Right.
So I went ahead and also did that as a skill to get money because, hey, it's like I said, you're here to destroy me. The devil used my acne and what people had to say about it to destroy me, and God turned it around for good.
Isn't that something?
Right.
Isn't that something? The fact you're very self-aware, and the
Now.
fact now you said now.
Own it.
Okay. Listen, we've all been babies and fools at some point in our life.
Right.
I've been both.
Right.
But being self-aware, it doesn't matter how long it takes. But that is a very, very insignificant skill to have, because you're able to talk about those things that the world sees as not attractive. You're able to own them, and you're able to talk about how you overcame them. The number of young women that you will help just with that story about acne is endless.
Right.
Because how many young women suffer with acne?
A lot.
You know?
And I never thought I would see the day where I wouldn't have it. Mm-hmm. And when I do not have it, I'm like, is my face normal? Like, because I'm so used to them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, ooh, I'm like, okay, God, look at you working. Because it took forever, but we here. So
It's beautiful, and your skin is beautiful.
Thank you. It's my baby. Thank you to my children.
Okay. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Talk to us about, you said something so interesting about your colors. So when when people look at your e-commerce boutique, they're going to see different colors. So when you're happy, tell me about that.
You're going to see different phases. You won't know there are different phases, but people around me knows it's different phases. So this year we had patterns, colors, and that's how I felt. I felt like a hurricane. I felt overwhelmed. At the moment, I felt like I had to fight more because now I have a second child. Like I felt like I had to fight to be the best mom that I can be, and that the pieces showed just that.
Wow.
It shows that I am all over the place. When I did a shoot for the winner of our show, because we do contests for the show, and it was all white. The outfits were white, gorgeous as well, you know, white, all white, very peaceful, very heavenly, because I wanted peace so bad. I just wanted peace so bad with my mind, with my space. I wanted it so bad. So I was like, this is how I feel. If I could feel and look just like this, life would be so much better.
Wow.
And then this year we went patterns and pieces and stripes and colors, and that's because I'm back in my anxiety phase. And I don't know if you guys watch Inside Out. The little anxiety is exactly what I go through. I just freak out, and all my scenarios are usually negative. They're usually negative, and I have to either seek counsel or talk myself out of these negative phases. And so, and the crazy thing is I told myself I'm delivered, and then it just hit me that I probably am not delivered. And so I got to talk myself out of these phases, and people do not know. My older sister knows because she's always under my nose. But, but you know, other people who's around, they're like, you're so gifted. And my sister's like, only you know, and it's literally like, this is how she feels. My sister can tell her, like, hey, she's not in a good mood based off how I'm dressed. If I'm in all black, she can, like, if I'm in color, she's like, if I'm in white or, you know, golden, and she'll be like, okay, she's good spirit. So she kind of knows, which is annoying because now I know she's monitoring me.
She's watching you.
So, yeah.
Wow. Well, I think that all creative people, whether, you know, you're a musician, a poet, you use your life experiences to, you know, to reflect. Your life experiences reflect actually what you're, you know, what you put on paper, what you're saying.
And you know what you're saying.
Yes.
Poets, musicians, all are artists.
Artists. In fashion.
Just like Beethoven, all are artists.
Artists.
And all were going through something really hard. So when you see an artist, 9 times out of 10, they're going through something.
But it's amazing how you inspire the world, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? You take your creativity and your, you know, whatever it is that you're going through at that moment, you're actually impacting thousands of lives.
Right.
You know, when a songwriter writes a song, maybe it's something that they dealt with, but when that song is played thousands and millions of times to help other people to get through, you've impacted them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in the same way, even though you may feel that you're still dealing with, you're impacting positively other lives.
Right.
Those single moms who are models, and everyone that comes to your show. I heard you say something. You said beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. And I can imagine, I haven't seen one of your shows, but I'm coming to a show. I want to see your show. That you probably have all shapes, sizes, colors.
That is the goal.
complexions.
That is the goal. Because with my show, it's not only my pieces. I usually go after artists that actually have similar stories.
Got you.
So this year we had, I believe, I did the crazy thing, and I think I had about 8 designers, and I'm like, girl, you tripping. And each 8 designer had their story.
Wow.
Each one of them went through mental warfare, and most of them were women.
Wow.
So, and they all expressed their way through their fashion. One actually made all her pieces, which her name is Nora, her brand is Nora Social Club, all out of leaves.
Out of leaves.
Because she connect with the world. When she go into things, the earth is her space, her safe space.
Wow.
And it's all out of leaves. And then we have another young lady who, she's not a young lady. Where is she? I don't know. She's another young lady who likes to make custom, and it's very artsy. It's made out of crayons and it's very creative. It's made out of a lot of things that you do not see that's the norm. And she has a story as well. Her story of not feeling accepted. Her story of feeling like she's left out and outcast. And her pieces scream outcast when you look at it.
Wow.
But if you're not someone who's into art and mental warfare, you're not knowing that she's an outcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
We try. We try.
I love it. Listen, you wear it well, okay?
Thank you.
And I just want to point out something. Somebody said, "Oh, she's a runner." She says, "Oh no, this shows my work, and I'm proud of this."
I worked for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the fact that you can own what somebody could see as an imperfection and make it—that's a gift.
That's growth.
And it's growth for you.
Yes.
That is a real gift, though.
Because I would fight you before.
You would fight before?
Honestly, when you're angry, things like that happen.
Yeah.
So yes, especially back in the days where Haitians weren't accepted, we had a lot of critique, a lot of attacks. It tried to work its way back, but God said no. And I would express myself violently. It's not something that I would say I'm proud of 100%, but I felt like I had to defend myself. And so, like I said, everything that I'm going through at this moment is growth. Because you would have called me out with this, I would have been like, "Oh, you a hater, how you saw that?" But now I'm like, no, I worked. That's growth.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I just think that what you're doing is phenomenal. I mean, the fact that you were able to take all of your God-given gifts, use what some could define as or imperfection, right? Some could define it as an imperfection,
right?
But you took that and you took those lemons and made lemonade with it, and you created something that's actually helping other people,
right?
Giving single moms who have had some challenges or trauma, who are in the modeling world, an opportunity to express themselves and to feel a part of a community and to feel wanted, and that you have to know that God is using you.
I'm working on that.
Yeah, he has already worked it out, baby. He is using you, and I just want to tell you, you look amazing.
Thank you.
You speak amazing.
Thank you.
And I love your story. So, if you had one thing that you wanted to say to someone listening who also is dealing with their own warfare, their own challenges, who may have other type of gifts, what would you say to them?
I would say to them, for sure, start a vision board. That will at least give you a purpose to live, because then there's something out there.
Okay.
So start with a vision board for sure. because you're now going to chase after every vision that's on that board. And in that time frame that you are chasing, you're forgetting the crazy thoughts, or you're forgetting how you felt yesterday, and God is working on deliverance in between it. And it's possibility you're not going to do none of that. There's a possibility, even myself, I'm in it today.
Yeah.
God may take me out tomorrow. So even with the vision board, you're going to attack all this. Doesn't mean all this is actually meant to stay. It's only to prepare you for where he's going to take you.
Right.
Even with me where I'm at now, I'm a project manager in construction.
Wow.
So none of that connects. The only thing connects about it is project and managing it. And so it may be a thing where he eventually takes me out of the fashion world to where now I express myself through homes. Who knows?
Right.
Or have my own company. Who knows? I just feel like where I'm at, I'm here because there's a lesson to learn in it.
Right.
And if it's meant to be, it will always be. And if it's not, it's going to leave eventually. And you're going to be okay with it leaving, because when you did that vision board, you had multiple there. You didn't have that one.
Got it. I love it. A vision board. That's always a good thing to do at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Miss Alexis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are refreshing and beautiful.
Thank you.
And positive, and your smile is amazing.
Thank you.
And I love the fact that you are helping other people to overcome and to face some of their challenges of mental health. People like to push some things under the rug because they don't want to deal with it, but what you don't deal with will grow.
It will grow.
And fester.
Into anger.
Yeah, it will grow. Wow. So you have to face what you want to change.
Right.
You can't change something if you don't face it.
Right.
And I love the fact that you've used your gifts to help address some of the challenges, not only that you have, but other people have as well.
Right.
So listen, thank you so much for being my guest on the Trust and Know, the Jackie Boy podcast. Listen, guys, I'm always going to bring you people who have something to say. And this young lady right here had a lot to say, and I hope she inspired you. So if you're listening and you have had challenges with mental health or mental warfare, realize, get a vision board, maybe seek professional help. But listen, you don't have to suffer in silence.
Yes.
Right?
Seek professional help, spiritual help, and that vision board. So that is definitely, yes, you said the right thing. And don't be ashamed because you go to a therapist. Granted, I went to a couple of them. And make sure you get a therapist that works for you. If it does not align with what you believe in, opt out, because it's going to clash. So make sure you don't be ashamed. People will make you feel ashamed for going. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you.
Exactly. Now, how can people find your e-commerce store?
It is PedoraGlam.com. Right now it is under construction, but we are working to get it up. Blame the tariff right now. Prices are going up, so I'm like, we're working to get that back and re-modified to where it looks more creative.
Gotcha.
So that when you do come to my page, whether for clothing or my ticket link, you don't think it's a scam page, because there's a lot of scamming going on.
Okay.
So right now we're strictly on Instagram and on Facebook, where you can also inbox us and get, say for instance, you want a shirt in small, and like, hey, what's the measurements of your small? You'll have someone to tell you, hey, this is your measurement. Do this size. Do not do that size. It'll be too big or too small. So you'll get a personal one-on-one, vice versa when you would do if you just go on my.com. Got you.
So Pedora, spell that for us.
P-D-O-R Glam, G-L-A-M, Pedora Glam. And then if you go on to Instagram, it's Pedora Glam _fashion, I believe.
Okay, very good. So there you have it. Check her out. You can see that she is glammed.
Thank you.
So check her pieces out. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're on every second and fourth Tuesday of every month. We're on all your major podcast platforms. If you heard anything here tonight that you like, please share it. Please tell somebody to check us out. Give us your feedback. We want to bring you people who have something to say that can help you become the best version of yourself. So until next time, bye. Take care.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd podcast. We hope this episode has left you informed, intrigued, and inspired to become your best self. Remember to tune in every second and fourth Tuesday of the month and trust, then know.